what is best. Is it best to try to stay on budget shopping online or going in person? I mean, we have all the different pros and cons for shopping in person and online. So is one method better than the other? Or are they all kind of the same? Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Rachel Cruze Show podcast. I'm so glad that you're here. So in this episode, we're going to talk about how to hack retail and protect your wallet. I'll talk about when it's best to buy online versus in store. And then we'll talk about 5 clever ways that our favorite big box store gets you to spend more. Let's just say you'll hit the bullseye when implementing these. But first, I want you to hear a conversation I had with interior designer and YouTuber Kristen McGowan on affordable IKEA finds that you won't believe are real. Take a listen. Hey guys, I'm so excited this episode because I have a guest on with me talking about something that I am terrible at, and that is interior design and making your house just look beautiful. And people that can speak into this, I know people like me are so appreciative of. So I have Kristen McGowan on today, and we're going to talk about how to really do this well, how to create a space in your home and make it warm and make it what you want, but on a budget. So she was an interior designer. Now she has a successful YouTube channel, you guys, and she creates so much great content. And I'm so thankful that she's on. So Kristen, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad. Okay, so when you do videos on YouTube, what are the ones that you see get the most views? And you're like, oh wow, I just hit a pain point that people want to know about.
Well, IKEA videos do very well. And I didn't realize that when I first started posting them. I just did it because I genuinely love wandering IKEA. I'm always looking for things on a budget, but IKEA is all over the world. Everyone's looking for accessible finds. So it seems to be the video topic that people really love. So my biggest video is an IKEA organization video. And all the other topics that fall after that are just like room makeovers on a budget and how to make your home look expensive on a budget. People love that topic as well. So it sounds like we're all searching for the same thing. And if we can do it at a reasonable price, then I think that's great.
Yeah, it's a win-win for sure. And there's other stores like Home Goods and all these other places that I know have great options. But for something like IKEA, I know it's all over the world. And it's so funny that this is it when you said that, because my husband's grandmother, she's 93. She's from Stockholm. She's from Sweden, which is where IKEA originated from. And so every year,
I need to go.
She still drives to Atlanta from Knoxville with Winston's mom and his aunt. And they do a full day of IKEA. And she's 93 and she walks the whole day. And it's like her dream. So whenever I think about IKEA, I think about Swedish Nana, is what we call her. But it's amazing because I'm like, it has everything. So when you walk into a store like that, Kristen, like for me, I can get so overwhelmed where I'm like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to look for. I don't know how to sift through what's too cheap and not great, or what it is perfect. Like walk me through a couple of just the tips and ideas. Like when you walk in, what are you looking for?
Firstly, like I think everyone does, I go up to the showroom and see how IKEA stylists are styling everything in rooms. And I'm always looking for pretty simple shapes and patterns. I find IKEA does really bold patterns, and those can be recognizable as an IKEA find. And I think going for simple, neutral colors when it comes to fabrics and materials is like the best bet. So I'm usually looking for that type of thing. And just unique finds. I think that IKEA does really well with small spaces and really making things that work for everybody. So I would say go simple, look for designer dupes. I think wandering high-end stores, getting ideas from them, and then taking it into IKEA and looking for that is the way to go.
Oh, that's so good. What are pieces in IKEA that you think, oh gosh, everyone should have this? It's a great thing, again, it's not gonna be overly expensive because it's IKEA, but you're like, it's worth paying the money and getting this because it helps not just maybe transform your room or your home, but it also just helps it in a function standpoint too.
So one thing I think it's actually been a very popular product because I think people really found out it's great. It's a great price. It's the Ripta curtains. I'm not going to be very good at saying these names, but They are white curtains. They're cotton, but look like linen. So they have texture to them.
Okay.
They come in, I think, 3 different lengths. So you can really go floor to ceiling with them. And they have this quality and feel to them that looks like Pottery Barn and Restoration Hardware. You get that look for less. And they come in a pack of 2. So you get a pair of curtains for $40. So one panel is $20. And that's really good. I even recommend doubling up on them so that you have more curtains on either side of your windows to really create more of a designer look.
Oh, that's so good. Because draperies, all that whole realm in your home can be so expensive.
It's expensive.
So expensive. So to find something that actually has good quality and looks good, right? I'm like, because I've had cheap stuff and it looks cheap because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But the ones that you're like, oh no, this is inexpensive, but yet it looks like high quality is big.
It's more about what you do with the curtains. So adding curtain rings, they can be from IKEA as well. They have great black curtain rings, pleat hooks. You can hang it directly on the rod. So I think it's about how you style them and not just putting it up and hoping for the best. So those tricks will really take it to the next level.
Okay, so great. Okay, what else? What else that we all need?
Another basic item that I think everyone needs for their sofa, for their bedroom, are throw pillows. And IKEA has great throw pillow inserts. They have 2 different kinds. There's one that's cheaper and then one that's $9. I recommend the $9 one. It is feather filled. It really holds up and looks like that taut filled pillow. You know, something that just looks really substantial and doesn't lay limp. That would be a great buy. $9, and you can put whatever type of pillow cover on top of it that maybe is more high end or more luxurious looking, but you could go more affordable for the inner cushion.
Okay, that's so good. Because even the structure of something like that can really make something feel different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so that inner fill is huge. Okay, that's so great. Okay, what else?
Another one is the Riba black frame for your wall art. It's not a plastic frame. It's black. It looks like every other designer frame that you'd pay more for, but it's $25. It comes in different sizes. It even comes with the mat inside. So you can make your art look more elevated with a white mat surrounding it.
Yes.
It's lightweight. It's not hard to hang. So I think it's my go-to frame for pretty much all over my home. It comes in black and white, and I think it's the go-to picture frame at IKEA.
Okay, that's so good. Again, because for me, like wall spaces, like give me a blank wall and I freeze. I'm like paralyzed. I'm like, I don't know how to do this well.
Yeah.
When you're hanging stuff like that, the substantial frame, it does. Because I got some of our kids' baby pictures and stuff framed, and I'm like, it just looks so different when something is just well done like that. And so when you can find an option, like you're saying with IKEA, it makes something just feel warm, the whole space.
Yes.
That's so awesome.
And these products, like, they are popular there. So if you see them, I would say pick them up while you're there. You're not always at IKEA. So grab them while they last, I would say.
Yes, no, that's so good. Okay, I saw you have wine glasses on your list too. So IKEA wine glasses, you love them?
I love them. And I love them just because of the shape of these wine glasses. I think they're called the Dire Grip wine glass. They're a little bit newer as of probably last year, but every time I have guests over, they love the wine glasses and are always like, where are these from? And as soon as I say they're from IKEA, they're like, I'm going to get those. So they're affordable, they're chic, they're a little bit more elevated than your typical round shape. And I think, why not? If you do a lot of hosting, I think it'd be nice.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know how much they are off the top of your head?
They are $9.99.
Okay, yeah. So affordable for sure. Okay, a good wine glass. Okay, and then I saw you had a day bed.
Yes, I have 2 bed options that are so great for space saving. I think they're affordable for what they really are. So the day bed option is the Hems day bed. It is $647, which, yes, that's a higher price when it comes to this list of affordable things.
Yeah.
But you get pretty much a sofa, a single bed, and a double bed plus storage in this one piece. It looks cute. I think it's perfect if you are trying to do an home office guest room situation where you need a 2-in-1 purpose. And it comes with the mattresses. So it's like you're literally getting everything all in one.
Yes. Oh, that's huge.
under $700. I think
Yes.
that's really, really good.
Yeah. And that's something like for me, I probably would just walk past, or I wouldn't even, think about, oh gosh, in IKEA, like I don't know if that's good quality or not, because it's more of a substantial, piece of furniture. So I'd love to know that. I also saw on your list a shoe organizer, which we all probably need, let's be honest.
Yes. I use this shoe organizer all over my home. It is $3.49. You can't beat that. This allows you to take advantage of that vertical space that is in any shelving or closet around your home. We have them in our front entryway inside of a cabinet. So this allows you to put one shoe underneath and one shoe on top to really take that vertical space, but they're not touching each other. They're not getting messy. This shoe organizer, it's also adjustable. So you can adjust the height of it based on if you're putting running shoes, if you're putting sandals or heels. The adjustability is really nice. So I think they've upgraded that piece so that you have options there. But I can double, sometimes triple the amount of storage space in a small cabinet using these. So I think it's great.
So easy. Oh, I love all of those though, because they're so functional and you're going to use that stuff, And again, you could spend 10x that at other places. But stores like IKEA are so affordable. Okay, so I want to know from you, Kristen, like just from the interior design perspective, like what are things right now in 2023 that you see that you're like, oh yes, like that is on trend and might be out of style in 5 years? And then what are the things that you're like classic always? Like do like a kitchen for an example. Like when you walk into a kitchen, what are things that you're like super cool and on trend, but probably will cycle out? And then what are the things in the kitchen that you see, oh yes, if you do this, it's more of a timeless look?
Okay, so I'm going to pick living room because I find kitchens are a lot more permanent decisions. You kind of have to be, unless you're really into design. Living room design, if you are shopping anywhere, it doesn't matter if it's IKEA or not. When you're buying those substantial pieces for your home, your sectional, your sofa, your lounge chairs, make sure those are a little bit more neutral in their style, meaning their arm style, their overall design really, and their fabric choice. So I like to go more neutral with those pieces, either picking grays, leather, white, linen, and then style around those pieces with more trendy items like pillows, rugs, art, things that can be changed out, even light fixtures, because all of those things are easier to get rid of and they are more affordable to change than buying your huge piece of furniture all over again. So I think the timeless route is better when it comes to these large items. So it might be considered a little bit safe and you're not getting a green sofa for your living room because it's cool and trendy, but you might not like that 2 or 3 years from now. And I think it's easier to swap out the smaller items.
Okay, that's good. Okay, what's one trend you're seeing right now that you're like, I love that, but it's going to be out, you guys. It's going to be out.
Oh, okay. This is going to be one kitchen thing.
Okay.
I love it. It's really high contrast veining when it comes to any kind of stone for your countertop and backsplash. And slab splashes are becoming a big thing now. So instead of choosing a subway tile, anything like that, you run your countertop right up onto the wall.
Yep.
I think it's timeless, but I think, as the years go on, people are going to go, oh no, I want to go back to tiling my backsplash again. And you've just put all this expensive material up on your wall. But I think if you really love it, you will love it for years. So when it comes to design, I think really make the decision for yourself. You can know what is trending and what's going to be out of style. But if you genuinely love it, it's going to stay in style in your head and in your home. So
yes, I love that.
Yeah, that design trend is something I love the look of. It looks super high end, but I am a little nervous that it might
see it kind of swing,
go to style.
That's a good one because I do see that like on Instagram and stuff. I see people doing their kitchens and I see that exact look. Well, I love this stuff, Kristen, and I love, again, we're not against nice stuff. So if you all can afford the bougie-ness of life, go for it. But the realistic, part of life of like, okay, we all have limits and boundaries and we don't have $1 bazillion to go spend and create a space, but you still want to love your home and do it well. And so I love your message and the fact that you give so many helpful tips. And even for me, when I talk about this a lot on my show as an example, but we built a house in 2019 and moved in, and we did buy some new stuff. And I remember talking to the girl that was helping me, and I was like, I cannot have an X dollar amount of couch. Like, I can't spend this much. Even if it's in my budget, I can't do it because I'm like, my babies are going to be, their diapers are going to be changed on there. There's going to be milk that's going to be carried in. There's going to be cereal. Like, I just know the life we live. And if I have very expensive pieces, I find myself, I'm like walking on eggshells, freaking out on everything. And I'm like, I don't want to live my life like that. I just want to enjoy my life and take care of our stuff. But I totally agree. It's just like this thing that if we invest so much money into actual things, we tend to protect them so much. And I think it can almost to a point, depending on what season of life you're in, can like decrease your level of enjoyment.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think if anyone's looking for anything for around their home, take it slow when you're looking for items. Because if you make rush decisions, you could probably spend more than you need. So I like to go into multiple different stores, compare prices, compare the feeling of everything, and then you can make the right decision for yourself. So that's how I can find these designer lookalikes, because you just have to explore more stores, then hone in on that style.
Kristen, thank you so much for being on today. Where can everyone find you?
Everywhere is at Kristen McGowan, my name. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, you guys make sure to check her out. Again, having people that are experts in spaces that we are not good at, myself included. Kristen helps navigate the world. So make sure to check out everything that she's doing. I love it. So great. Hey guys, it's Rachel. If healthcare costs are increasing while your available choices are decreasing, check out Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is a biblically based health cost-sharing ministry, and it's an affordable alternative to health insurance. Find out more at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget. So today I want to talk to you about 5 clever ways Target gets you to spend more money. All right, you guys know how much I love a good deal at Target, but I know it's also a successful business and they know what they're doing. They've got smart marketers and buyers and merchandising experts and all these people. And when you're trying to be intentional with your money, it never hurts to keep in mind that companies use strategies to get you to buy more. So let's talk about some of the classic tactics that I've noticed and how to handle those when you're trying to stay on budget. So the first way Target gets you to spend more money is the dollar section. In the words of T Swift, I know this aisle all too well. Yeah. Right when you walk in, there it is. They constantly have new items that kind of catch your eye. And because they're so cheap, it's so easy just to, toss 1 or 2 or 3 things in. And you're like, oh, it's not going to be a big deal. And then it kind of just starts creeping up all the money that's in your cart. So here's a solution. I do love the add to cart when I'm shopping online, and I kind of just sit there and fill out the cart, and then I get done and kind of like it feels like I went shopping, but I didn't. So then I'm done. So the same can be done for the dollar aisle. Maybe you go in, add it to cart, go shop for what actually you came in for, and then toward the end, you're like, oh yeah, I don't really need these anymore. And you go and put them back, okay? So put them back. You don't need them, but you still get the little high of adding it to your physical carts, but that's about it. So again, the dollar aisle, it's fun, but all those little extra knickknacks, they add up and you don't always need them. All right, the second way Target gets you to spend more is by buying brand partnerships. So if you're a fan of HGTV, this one might hurt a little bit. Fan of Chip and Jo, I love them so much. But every time I pass Hearth and Hand, it kind of gets me. You just kind of slowly start finding your way in. Finding your way into the adorable kitchen decor that looks like it came right out of Fixer Upper, or a fancy piece of Studio McGee furniture. It's also cute, but if I'm being realistic, I don't need all that stuff. But it's so cute. So here's the deal. Only browse those designer lines if it's within your budget. If you go into Target knowing, hey, I am going to go shop on these aisles, then you can. But if you just find your way there, slowly just find your way out, your budget will thank you. All right, the third way Target gets you to spend more money is by putting their clothing towards the front of the store. Target, we know what you're doing. We see you. We see you. And I don't know about you, but Target's clothes have been fantastic. They've done a great job with them, and they're so cute. And typically, again, you're going in for home supplies or toilet paper, whatever, and then you come out with like 4 new outfits. So listen, we all go in with good intentions just to do a quick run, but then the clothes are boom, right there in front of you. And then you see swimsuits in February and you're like, okay, we're gonna go to the beach for spring break, so maybe I need to go and look. And you just slowly start falling into their method of madness, and it keeps you not focused on what you came in for. So again, what you have to say is no, keep shopping, keep moving. All right, the fourth way that Target gets you to spend more money is by strategic merching, aka placing items around the store in an aesthetically pleasing way. Have you ever noticed the home section actually looks and feels like a home? Yeah, it's intentional. And when you see things placed together, you're more likely to buy the entire collection as a whole package versus individual items. And sure, there are situations where that is necessary or even helpful, but most of the time, it's because you're impulse buying. So be careful. Next time you start feeling all warm and cozy in a giant superstore that's not your home, you might want to watch out for those sneaky merchandising traps. All right, the fifth way Target gets you to spend more money is by selling seasonal items. Now, this is true a lot of different places. Think about Walgreens during Halloween or Valentine's Day. But when the weather starts to change a little bit, I think we all know, a different season's coming, holidays are coming up. And when you're looking forward to something, you typically have a very optimistic state of mind, which means you're less likely to say no to that nice fall candle. But the truth is that, I have a lot of, seasonal candles in my house and all the things. So I have to tell myself, Rachel, you're fine. You don't need it. You don't need it. And even though Christmas decorations are a pain to dig out of the garage every year, you don't need to buy something new every single year. So when you're shopping at Target during certain seasons, give yourself a little pep talk. Go in knowing, okay, all this seasonal stuff, it is just stuff and it will be gone in a few months. So the holidays, they mean a lot to people because of memories and special times that are associated with it. So I want you to be able to enjoy the seasons, enjoy the holidays without feeling like you're spending money on every single holiday. So just step away from the fall candle. Just take a step back, unless it's in your budget and you're planning on buying it anyways. And also remember that Target or any store that you love, it's not your BFF. It's a business. And I hate to break it to you, but their stores make a lot of money because of what you purchase, which becomes a problem when you lose sight of your actual needs and get distracted by all the shiny things that you feel like you want. So the best way to avoid any regrets, as long as you unload all those Target bags from the minivan, is to go in with a plan, make a list, and make sure that there is room in the budget. Another thing you can do is do curbside pickup with the Target app. And this is great because you're not going to be tempted to overspend because you're actually going to see the items that you select on the list, and you can avoid temptation altogether by seeing all this other stuff. You just get what you need. Also, there are Target coupons and 5% savings with the Target debit card, not a credit card, the debit card. But at the end of the day, it's all about intentionality, you guys. And I love to browse beautiful festive aisles at Target from time to time. But sometimes I have to set a boundary with myself and be like, y'all, what I tell my kids, we're just looking. We're just looking. So stay focused, stay on budget. And I promise January you will thank you for getting through the holidays without all that extra spending. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hey, you guys, it's Rachel, and I love fall. The changing colors, the cooler weather, the cute flannels. But let's be real, there can be some downsides too. It gets dark earlier, cooler weather can turn into colds, and fall can remind you of all the things you have to do before the holidays get here. So whatever this time of year means to you, be aware and take care of yourself. Therapy can be a bright spot in the middle of all the potential anxiety, something to make you feel grounded and give you the tools to manage change. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is flexible because it's totally online, so you can fit it into your schedule, which is busier now with school activities. Just fill out a short questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no charge. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/RachelCruz today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/RachelCruz, CRUZE. Okay, a lot of us got used to shopping online or, that no contact delivery during the pandemic. But if you're like me or a classic millennial 90s kid, sometimes you just miss the good old days at the mall, doing some shopping in person. And I get lots of questions from you guys about what is best. Is it best to try to stay on budget shopping online or going in person? So today I want to share with you my pros and cons for shopping in person and online. So is one method better than the other? Or are they all kind of the same? Well, we're going to find out. So for some, shopping is a hobby, which if you're not careful, there's a risk of overspending there. But for others, it feels like a chore that they dread. So whichever camp you're in, there are tons of different methods to choose from. So you can shop online, in store, on an app, pickup, delivery on the curbside. You can do subscriptions. We have lots of options here. So let's take a look at all the different variables that go into these. All right, here are some online pros. There are online-only deals during certain times of the year or promotional periods. And I think that this is a great idea because, again, maybe you get a code or have online exclusives that you can get a better deal than in person. So make sure to check those out. Also, you can read reviews from other customers before you buy. Now, sometimes, people are like, these reviews aren't real. But after a while, you can kind of get a feel of like, okay, is this good? Is it not? And so I love that. I love being able to read reviews and see what people think. Also, convenience. This is my favorite. No parking, driving time, checkout line, crowds, all of that. You just shop online. It shows up at your doorstep. You may have to have a little patience, wait a few days, but it's so nice, so easy. And then also the easy price comparison. So I love this. You can pull up multiple websites, multiple vendors, see the different prices. Most of the time, they're pretty consistent, but every now and again, you'll see one that is lower. And as long as it's not a fake or a dupe or something, you're able to get a good deal, which is awesome. All right, here are some online cons. Sometimes there are extra fees like shipping, delivery, all of that. So, don't you hate that? When you get a whole cart full of stuff and then they're like $7 for shipping. Sometimes I'm just like, forget it. I can't pay for it. I don't know why. I hate paying for shipping. Also, less control, like rough packaging or delivering. You can't pick out your produce at the grocery store. And I do hate this because I do a lot of online grocery shopping and then it gets delivered to the house. That is one thing that I have stuck with since the pandemic because it's been so easy for our family. But just last week, I got strawberries and 2 of them had mold on them. I'm like, man, I wouldn't have picked those, but this shopper did, which kind of was like a bummer. But again, it's a con. Also, decision fatigue. There are just so many choices online. If you're going to go shop for a black sweater, oh my gosh, there's endless supplies of them. So sometimes it can get overwhelming. Also, complicated returns or even it costs money to return something. Like if you have to ship something back, that's a hassle, not fun. And then also sometimes you're forced to buy in bulk and you end up having to pay more for an item you want because it comes in a pack of 5 versus just that one thing. All right, here are some in-store pros. The ability to touch, feel, and even try on the item. And this is huge. This is, especially when it comes to clothes. I have found one person that literally we have the same body. So anything she wears, I'm like, okay, I feel like that's how it's going to look on me. So that's helpful. But sometimes you get stuff online and you're like, how in the heck does it look like this? It's just terrible. Versus if you were in the store and you tried it on, you'd be like, this is terrible. I'm not buying it. So that is a huge, huge pro. Also, fewer hurdles to jump through when making an exchange. So you don't have to pack the item back, print out the label, all of that. You just take it back in person and you're good to go. Also, no delayed gratification with deliveries. Sometimes things ship 4 to 6 weeks out and you're like, oh my gosh. When you buy in person, you get to take it home and it's all right there, which is very convenient. And then also confident purchasing because you're making your decision right there in the store. You have the item in hand, you know you want it, you get your money out, you know you have your money, and you're good to go. So those are some pros. Here are some cons to in-store shopping. It takes more time to shop around at different places instead of just scrolling. So especially those price comparisons like we're talking about. In person, you may have to go to a few different stores to get the prices. Also, clever merch and marketing tactics that you have to watch out for. Yeah, you go into old Target and you end up spending a ton of money when you just need a deodorant and sunscreen. You end up overspending because they know what they're doing. So when you walk into a store, they are brilliant marketers and they know how to get you to spend more money than you were expecting. Also fighting the crowds and dressing room lines and register lines and all of that, especially during the holiday season. Oh, it's a pain to go into a place and you have to park and you're far away and it's this whole thing, the weather, you're standing in line, just that whole experience does not exist when you online shop. And also the experience of the out-of-stock item. When you see it online, it's a bummer, but in person, when you're going to buy it and it's just not there, you're out of luck. Like, oh, not fun at all. So those are some cons. So again, pros and cons to each of these, but shopping is a part of our everyday life. So I'm curious, after we've talked about these pros and cons, which one stands out as your favorite? So comment below because you may see a con or a pro that you're like, oh yeah, this is for real. This is really me. Because again, we all have to spend money in shops. We want to do it to the best of our budget and be wise about it. Ultimately, the best way to decide how you need to shop is to start with a plan for your money. So a budget does this. A budget gives you the ability to spend your money exactly how you want to because you're the one planning it out, deciding, hey, here is where my income is going. So if you've not downloaded the EveryDollar app, do it today. There's a free version and a premium version, but I guarantee you will find more peace for your next shopping experience when you do it on a budget. When you see that line item for clothing, you know exactly what to buy, or groceries, or whatever it is that you're buying. You know how much money you have, and you can spend with such freedom and peace. So again, buying online versus in-store, pros and cons, but hey, either way, you're shopping on a budget, and that's all that matters. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I hope that this is so helpful to you. And again, I so appreciate you being here. So remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.